Hey guys, welcome to the next episode of Rise and Thrive. I'm your host, Aaron Hensley. Here's what we're going to talk about is business, inspiration, how to lead, how do you set your goals, your targets for the dream you actually want in life. Now, some of you guys listening right now, you listen to things like this because you need motivation on a regular basis. Some of you guys listen to it because you don't believe all the hoopla that quote unquote cheerleading you think this is. And so you basically are looking for all the flaws and the holes in the game, right? Everyone has to have their haters. And sometimes people like me like to leverage that as motivation for us. See, I don't think we actually need that. Enough motivation for me in life isn't haters. It's actually completely the opposite. To me, it's I need to honor God. I need to honor God with the life I was given to go after every dream I can even come up with. I actually think it's a form of neglect to myself, neglect to the children that I'm raising. It's neglect to my family and my friends if I don't go after the big things in life that's on my heart, that's on my mind. Why didn't someone, when I was 16 years old, thinking about buying my first car, and I love sports cars, and I was looking at the Mustangs and the Camaros and the Firebirds when they still made them, right? And they're $22,000 and $27,000. If you could find a car like that right now, that'd be awesome. And instead of saying, man, Aaron, like that's a $700 car payment. You can't afford that. You're not making enough money at your age. Like, first of all, why does a 16-year-old need a car? You don't need a car like that. I wish someone would have said, Aaron, instead of setting your target on a car, how about figure out how to buy the car dealership? Right? Why do you think it's so small about the one car? Why not have them all and then feed people with their dreams of the car that they're going for? Why didn't I think big enough? Because people didn't know how to help me see that. I didn't have people in my circle like an Aaron at the time. YouTube wasn't a thing where we get free information like this. So vet who's in your circle. If people aren't challenging your dreams, if they're not looking at your dreams and saying, man, why are you dreaming so small? Why are you thinking that? Why are you so selfish? Why is your dream so selfish that it's just about you? Why not think so big that you get what you want and then you can help a lot of other people? So our goal when we do these calls right here, when we come on live to you guys through social media, through YouTube, through all the channels that you can find us, is hopefully to move you forward towards the things that you lack skills in, you're confused about, right? Confused mind finds failure. You have too many things going on. You don't know where to go, so you do nothing. Our goal is to help move you towards the best version of yourself. So today I want you to write this down, impossible. I want you to write that word impossible down. Write it down. Hopefully you guys can spell the word impossible. And then I want you to write right next to it, impossible is a swear word. You're cussing when you say that word. Now, some of you guys use language like myself, and it doesn't bother you how you use it because you use it to put people in transition. You say a word to make people actually respond, because then you find out where they really are. With that being said, also, language is a powerful tool. And when you tell your things to your mind, even if you don't speak them out loud, you speak them right here, and you start saying, that's impossible, I can't do that. It's a swear word. Your brain will start manifesting the fact that it's actually impossible for you. Here's the weirdest thing about life when I look at things. The things that I've dreamed of multiple times to the point that I got so serious that I would write it down and write it down as a goal, AKA manifesting something. And I'd keep writing it down. If I was in my office next to this room right now, I see all these notepads stacked up and I look through them and I'm like, man, I wrote that 2 years ago. And then I wrote it again 6 months ago. It's super important to me if I keep writing it down. Those things I keep writing down, they manifest, they actually come true in my life somehow. Now, we all get lazy sometimes and we don't use it as a tool. So if I go the opposite way and I start telling myself, there's no way I can do that. I can't do that. That's impossible. Whether I say it out loud or I think it, it's not going to happen. So I want you to start removing the idea that some of your dreams that you attach the word impossible to, some of those things I want you to remove from your vocabulary, even if it's just a thought in your mind, because you will manifest the fact that you're creating your own reality. One of the sayings that you'll hear me say if you hang around me enough is fear is a bigger motivator than opportunity, and fear becomes your reality. What you fear will become your reality unless you address it. So what does that mean? Right now, I'm a martial artist, so I would put that in context here. I'm entering into competition, and I'm doing a weapons routine, and I'm worried about dropping, and I keep saying, "Oh man, I'm worried about dropping. Oh, I'm gonna worry about dropping." I'm programming myself to actually to drop because the thing of fear, I'm putting that in my mind as if that's what's going to happen, as opposed to stopping that, knowing and trusting my training, trusting that I've done everything I can, and preparing for success by actually saying, "Man, when I catch it right here, when I catch it right here, the crowd's going to go crazy, or I'm going to get a great score, or I'm in a fight, right? And I'm in a sparring match, and I'm worried about this guy's kick. Oh man, I don't want to get. Oh, if I blitz too fast, or if I'm too slow when I blitz, this is going to happen, or this might happen." You're manifesting your fear into a reality, right? So how do you beat that? Is you actually have to say the fear out loud. You actually should admit what the fear is. Let it linger in the air so you realize it's not that scary, even if it's super scary to think about. And then you problem solve from there. So, impossible needs to be a swear word. It needs to be removed from your vocabulary, and you would not let your children say something's impossible because you'd be hurt as a dad or as a mom if your kids came to you and said, "Man, I can't do that. That's impossible." You'd be a little ticked off. I'm wearing my favorite sports team right here. Okay, we haven't won a Super Bowl yet. Been to two, lost both. One pretty bad. I actually lost both of them pretty bad, but I jokingly say that the first time the Falcons will win the Super Bowl is the year that I die. After I die, they'll win the Super Bowl. I feel like I'm cursed to not have my team, win some. Matter of fact, I've kind of felt that way about the Braves. And all of a sudden, we had a great run when I was a kid. And then we kind of settled down a little bit, and then won a World Series a couple of years ago. I was able to go to that. We probably might win it this year. I hope. Got my tickets already. It'd be awesome. But that's a pessimistic side. And the only time I'm ever pessimistic is about my dirty birds because they've kind of earned my pessimism. However, I still show up to games. I still watch. So I might be not that pessimistic about it. But what if I'd approach life all the time with that idea that no matter what I do, no matter who I stack in my team, no matter how much I train my people, no matter how much I love my people, no matter how much I train myself, lean on myself, I'm never going to win. If I had that kind of attitude through life, do you think I would be attracting the kind of circle to bring success to me that I really want in my life? So if you're listening to this right now and you work for someone and they're making you listen to this, that's a problem right now because you are that pessimistic person. Someone's making you actually try to get better. You can't actually document one thing each time you're on a call like this that you're like, you know what, man, I should try that in my life. Oh man, I could be a better father. I can be a better mother. I can be a better friend if I apply this in my life. Oh, and by the way, I can be a better person for the guy who writes and signs my check. Because you're not really working for that person. You work for yourself. It's your pride, your skills, your heart, your soul on the line. You work for yourself no matter who actually signs your check. And your business you work for is designed to serve the customer and the client, not you. You're put in front of the customer and client as the expert. Hopefully you've been training to be an expert. Some of you guys aren't, but you think you are because you're ignorant to actually where you are. You don't have self-awareness because you're not maturing. Just because the calendar changes every year and you actually get a year older doesn't mean you're actually growing. So are you inspiring yourself? If you saw your life on TV, would you be inspired? Would you follow yourself? Are you a leader? Would you want to be around you? Or are you the person that's always, it's impossible, I can't do that. Oh, that's not going to work. Oh, this, man, Eeyore don't really want a lot of friends around him because he's miserable. And we know about misery. So remove the word impossible from your vocabulary. You're not going to let your kids say it. And start listening to how you speak about things in life. Are you the optimist or the pessimist? Are you a team builder or a team obliterator? Are you the person that gets added to a staff and you ruin it for everyone else? No one wants to be around you? Are you the person that everybody wants to be around because not because you're fake and happy-go-lucky, because you're intentional, you're urgent, you're successful, you show up early, you stay late, you always give it 100%, You apologize when you're wrong, and you don't apologize every single day because you're not trying just to be wrong every day. You actually try to improve, mature, grow, inspire, and start with yourself if you're going to lead. Next, I'm going to challenge you right now. Don't care what your role is in any company. You want to start a company. You don't know where to start. You work a job. You want to quit your job to go start your company. Hey, what skills do you have that you need to acquire? What skills do you have that you need to acquire? So I'm going to start with this. Businesses are built on relationships, and relationships are built on communication. If relationships are built on communication, we know that means you have to get confident speaking. I'm speaking to a camera right now. You know, people that just get nervous speaking to a camera, much less stand in front of a crowd, speak to 5,000 people, or sit in front of one person and try to close a sale. Well, the only way you're going to get better is you got to role play. You got to gain new skills. You need to be studying, listening, learning 24/7, 7 days a week. You should be looking for opportunities to get better. You should be looking for the lessons in your life that are coming to you, and you can see the big picture of how it's going to be a skill that you're acquiring through how you lead and live your life. You're looking for the growth. You're looking for opportunities, always. You don't see problems, you see opportunities. So if you're looking to start a business, you run a business right now, you need new skills, you work for someone, but you see yourself as the leader inside that company, or you want to become that, what are the skills? Well, businesses are built on relationships, and relationships are built on communication. How's your communication game? Right? And communication's about speaking. Now, it could be texting, it could be a phone call, it could be sitting and listening, it could be the follow-up that you don't do really well. Where is your communication? With intent. And how are you practicing it? How good are you at it? So I'm going to say this. Here's your challenge. If we know communication is where the foundation is going to be, think about in your life one conversation that someone's had with you, or that one relationship someone's had with you that has completely altered your life. There's someone or some people in everybody's life that the relationship, the conversation, the phone call was so powerful and meaningful, you shifted things in your life. You ended a behavior, you ended a relationship, you started a behavior, you started a relationship based on what this one person shared with you, taught you, developed with you. Who's that in your life? Or who are those people? You probably have a few. And if that's happened to you, I'm pretty sure you've probably done that to someone else. You've been that one conversation, that one phone call, that one relationship where they shifted their think, their life, their ambitions. So I'm gonna take it super easy. If you're a mom right now, you're a dad right now. If I ask this of your kids, your 10-year-old little daughter, wouldn't you hope she chooses you as that one relationship in her life that inspired her to be the greatest version of herself? Because how she sees you lead your life, how she sees you get up early, work hard, not settle for mediocrity, not using the word impossible, not settling, not using the excuses of where the economy's at, or your circumstance you currently are in, or your education. Would you not want your daughter, if some stranger asked her, who's that one person in your life who built a relationship with you that inspires you to be the greatest version, for you to strive to have everything in your life? You would want that to be you. What if, though, it wasn't just your daughter who could say that? What if it was 10 other people, 50 other people, 1,000 other people? What if you could love the world enough and love yourself enough to not only be an inspirational person, but maybe aspirational? If you don't know the difference, study that. What if instead of complaining about showing up to work and doing the bare freaking minimum, you're supposed to come teach a martial arts class at 3:30, you show up at 3:15, you're unprepared, you're overweight, you don't want to follow the orders of the business. When classes are over, you want to lock the door and leave. You don't want to mop. You don't want to check the bathrooms. What if you stop being a hypocrite because you're telling kids to go practice at home and listen to their mom and dad and be disciplined and respectful? What if you stop being a hypocrite, faced the fear, said the thing out loud that you're scared of, because you're scared. You're leading your life scared when you do that because you got the same damn money in the bank as you did 12 months ago. You don't even have $500 you could just go invest in something right now, much less yourself. And when you do get $500, you go buy a pair of shoes, or you go buy a new video game, and you're 45 years old and you still don't know why you don't have the life, and you think you just ain't lucky. Why don't you actually draw a line in the sand and become the person God intended you? Oh, and that offends you because you don't believe in God. Okay, good. I do. And I love you enough that I'm going to say you were not put on earth to be average or mediocre. And it's not impossible to become the man and the woman you were destined to be. But you got free will. So if you're getting home and eating the bonbons every day and getting on Facebook and just losing 6 hours of your time because you have no targets in life. And so you create problems that don't need to be there because you're lazy about setting targets because you're scared to say the things out loud. Oh, and my successful people listening to this right now, my successful people, you're lying to yourself too. Because if you were really successful, not only would your level of income go up, your standard of living would not just improve, but your standard of giving would improve. Oh, but Aaron, I give away money. Okay, that's lazy man. We all give away money. What about your time, your resources, your knowledge, your influence? Oh, and if you're so successful, why are you still making the same money this year as you did last year and the year before? Oh no, I increased 4%. Have you seen what the economy is doing? That ain't enough because you can't help enough people. What if your best friend or your mom came down with a diagnosis and you want to be able to help them? And maybe it's not just the money, but you need time to go do it, but you can't because you're not really that successful. Because you are resigning down to the lowest denominator of yourself because you got comfortable. You're afraid to admit out loud what you're afraid of because you don't really believe in yourself. You're faking it. So if you're the staff member complaining about the hours and about your paycheck, it ain't your boss's fault. They're not successful enough to pay you more because you're not showing up early, mentally, physically, emotionally, and trained for the business to execute at the highest level. So you need to start attracting that person in your life who's had that one conversation with you, that one relationship with you. And what if you could become inspirational, aspirational enough to where you are the person who could have that conversation? You're willing to push people out of your life to serve them in the long term, even if it hurts you guys short term. Do you believe in yourself so much that you know you can stand in front of someone and speak the truth and be hard, coach hard? Because that's real love. So maybe it's your daughter who says that to a stranger, but what if it could be thousands of people that you've done that to? Listen, you're not going to the grave with your money, your possessions, not even with your family. You know, we come into this world alone and we leave it alone. And a lot of your walk in life is alone because it's right here. We are our worst enemy most of the time. We're also our best friend most of the time. We don't say the things we think because we'd be embarrassed. We might feel shame. We might be scared that we can't actually do the things we want to. We're confused about, is there a God, is there not? What's my purpose in life? We all chase these answers. We all do. What if you could love yourself enough and love the world enough that you know you can't take any of this with you? And you're going to be hurt in life. And you're going to put everything on the line, and your best friends will betray you. Your spouse might betray you. Your kids might betray you, and you still love anyway. What if you could be such confident who you are? What if you could love the world enough that you want to be a person that can stand and have tough conversation, who could take on the haters? You don't believe in impossibilities. You're a dreamer. And when you leave this earth, thousands upon thousands, maybe even millions could say, hey, because of that person, I'm leading my life this way. So when you're at your work right now, or you're about to go to work today, are you about to start your company? Are you about to stand in front of your staff and have a meeting? Look, we all do something to bring in some cheddar, to trade that success for whatever the things we're chasing in life. And I'm just asking you, how about when you show up to work today, you understand that the real purpose isn't about that paycheck today, it's about a mission. And I'm asking you to think about the kind of man or woman that you're becoming. And if you're not happy with that version, if you're falling short, who can you attract in your circle that could give that tough conversation, that one relationship that you'll change your life so you can do it to other people? One conversation. That's all it takes sometimes. So look for the opportunity to become that man. Look for the opportunity to attract those people in your life to help you, and then give the world back the best version of yourself. You deserve it. The world needs it. We need more leaders. I appreciate your time today. Impossible is a swear word. So find a way today, tomorrow, to be intentional. Find a way to get your best version of yourself. The world needs it. All right, guys, I'm Aaron Hensley. Time to rise. Peace out.